you know what, everybody? I am going to take a look at this guy's book. Really. I'll have to wait for payday to do it. But the sample was engaging enough. The thing is, you have to market yourself better. And that's important for anybody. You can't just look at all the other writers and like, I have to beat them into submission and bypass them. It's like, no, you have to just mostly, this is going to sound kind of selfish, but write for yourself first and foremost. You're the writer. You're the primary audience, right? So as you're developing your stuff, I think that's kind of how you should start out. Start out as writing for yourself. Oh boy. But yeah, I'll link Mr. White's book below. You guys could basically decide what to make of his stuff. What actually keyed me in on his book once he linked it to me, even though he's a bit abrasive, the guy that was complaining about his book was like, oh, this has to show more. It shouldn't have that much telling. And if all of you on the channel have been watching me long enough, you know how much of a really big time hate boner I have for show don't tell, because in most cases, most show don't tell stuff is aimed towards movies and visual stuff, you know, like shows. And something that requires an actor or actress to know what they're doing. So the screenwriting process, which is what most of show don't tell means when people are saying that about books as well, that popped up in this 2-star review for Mr. White. Now, I realize even just talking about this, I'm giving him a little bit of a leg up, but when you see somebody in that much pain, I genuinely want to help. So this guy just goes off on his book, Saranthus or something, saying there's basically, you know, it's Vampire the Masquerade fan fiction done badly. It's like it's up to the reader to make that choice. Most stories will have a kernel of everything that the writer enjoys. So where this guy says Vampire the Masquerade, looking at this sample here, I think he was more influenced by Vampire Hunter D. You know, but that's just my take on it from what I've read of the sample so far. And yes, you know, most stuff, even most professionally published people, they will find typos in their works. I find typos in Bane books ebook versions. No matter what you do, there's going to be typos. Like sometimes when I go back and reread my stuff to be like, where do I want another artwork? Well, there's another typo. Oh boy. Ooh. Sorry about that. More allergies in the morning, because Florida is a great place for allergies. But then this guy goes on to complain, like, you know, it's a little bit too much like self-insert, you know, writer's headcanon. The thing is, when you're writing, no matter what you do, you're always going to put a bit of yourself into every character you make. It's, boy, oof. As I was saying, yes, it's unavoidable. You're going to put your anger into one character. You're going to put some of your virtues into another character. You're going to put some of your vices into another one. You're going to put maybe some of your issues into another. You know, it's just going to happen because you have to write from your own perspective in a way as the writer, but you also have to break it down into different kind of character types and stuff to jump off of. And you know, the guy obviously enjoys what he has written, and you know what? That's the most important point. You know, because you, like I've said before, you, the writer, is the primary audience until you get like kind of like a particular mindset where it's like, okay, now I can write for market, which a lot of ghostwriters can give you insights into how to write for market. They'll bluntly tell you which markets are the most profitable right now. A lot of the stuff I want to write, it will be a passive income for me later. It's already gotten me some money, but I don't see this as like what do you say, like a big selling multi-million-dollar memoir, or God, what else did Lissick say that was selling like hotcakes besides memoirs? Like a lot of historical stuff. God, there was like one other thing, like how to do stuff. I mean, you can look at Morlock's God, yeah, Travis Cochrane. You can look at his farming books. Those sold like gangbusters, and Amazon was like, "We're going to take that 14,000 in royalties and not give it to you." And then he's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to put out a big old kind of lawsuit set up." It's like, you really want to go there, Amazon, because you know what? That 14K is his 14K. But a lot of the self-help books, how to do it, fix it books, those are making gangbusters right now. But the market that I'm interested in, all the other writers that are in it, that's what frustrates me about Amazon's search function. They put everybody into a particular grotto, and you can hardly get treading above water. So that's the reason why, when it comes to even kind of social media, like, yes, have your own opinions, have your own politics, but even I'm learning that you have to maintain a bit of something for, like, pushing out your work, trying to refine words to where it's like you want to get in readers that would be very interested. Like, say, like this other person that reviewed his book. She's more into, the Vampire Hunter D stuff and what the themes he was trying to get across. You have to try to bring in readers that are initially interested in the setup you have. That's vital, and it's frustrating and annoying as hell to try to distill that to where you can attract the right kind of readers. And I get it. It is frustrating. It's frustrating even on the reading end, because it's like, I don't want lit RPG right now. I don't want erotica. I don't want romance masquerading as erotica. It's hard enough to find courtly romance. Like, everybody knows this from listening to some of the past videos on my channel. But I would say, if you do like some over the top vampire setups and other kinds of things like it, yeah, you might give Mr. Williams' book a try. I will certainly do my due diligence, and I will buy a copy this upcoming Friday. Because again, have to wait for payday. And luckily for this payday, there's going to be a little bit extra on it because of holiday. It's like, yay! So I'll have an extra, like, $25 to spend on my book budget. But see, the thing is, you have to still remember, like, if you're leaving sniping reviews because you hate people's books. I was initially doing that way back when on some trad pub darlings that were just going full on soapbox, and I was offering others like stuff besides the trad pub soapbox darlings. But even a negative review, like I've learned with Brand Zero stuff, even a negative review can help them. If it's a book you don't enjoy, if it's something you don't want, then move on to find something that you can enjoy. Sincerely. Part of it is, I get it. There's always a person behind everything. But the way you come off of it, even in reviews, it's like this whole wall of text where you're picking away at what you don't like in this guy's writing, but on the same time, this other reviewer was picking away at your book about things they didn't like. Like, when will the cycle stop, If you truly just don't enjoy something, just don't finish it and move on to the next book. If you're not sure about something, read the sample. Because I always give books a 3-chapter like breathing room, maybe up to 5 chapters if it has a wheelhouse setup I enjoy, which is mainly a retro kind of sci-fi, and it's not really hard sci-fi. Even though I have enjoyed some hard sci-fi setups, most of the time when it's space fantasy, they don't take the physics as seriously. And me, I have a lower threshold for it has to be realistic. It's like, no, it doesn't have to be realistic. It's kind of like, I'll put the link in here too, but with the different kinds of narrative tension, you'll get some readers that want certain kinds of narrative tension, or they're pulled out of the story, and then you have other readers that their narrative tension level is low enough to where they don't mind watching shows like the MacGyvers of the world. They know the hero's always going to win. but they don't have to have any tension from the supposed like loss the hero will suffer. It's like, no, they're more interested in seeing how the hero will get out of situations. In fact, if I may be frank, Mr. William, you might actually find quite a few people within the comic book community that would enjoy the type of character you're trying to portray. Like me, I'm not big on anti-heroes or like a lot of the darker heroes of the 1990s. But you might find a whole lot of people that are interested if you type it in the forbidden word of Comicsgate and things like that. Like, there's a fair amount of those guys that honestly do enjoy this stuff. And who knows, maybe my video will help get you some more hits. Because, yeah, I do realize it is frustrating to be kind of like alone in the crowd and thinking you're alone. But most of the time, people aren't really alone. Social media just likes to make it seem like you're alone. Because more often than not, social media likes to follow the shiny ball into whatever direction it's doing. But do your best not to take your frustrations out on everybody, especially yourself. Like, I know it's tempting, because sometimes you're just looking at something and you just want to throw the book to the ground and burn everything. But you know, that's when you just take a moment, take a breath, and like, you know what? I'm gonna pay attention to something other than social media today. Heck, I've had it having to do that on and off for like the past 6 months, like with everything that's raging about, you know, with all. Why do you think I write? I write to write escapism. Yeah, it's obvious you write to get out what you want to get out as well. Again, I've only read the first chapter, but it seems like you come from, even if I could make a Dead 2 reference for Batman, you know, it seems like you enjoy that stuff much more than I would. Again, I'm more of a Superman type than anything else. So, have a good day, everybody. And remember, you're not alone in the book market, and other writers are not your enemy. Only writers that have a soapbox to spew on think everybody else is their enemy. Have a good day, everybody.